Shalom everybody, welcome to Beit Tefillah and our new series. We're going to look at some issues and ask some questions that will no doubt make many people feel uncomfortable, but it's questions that we need to ask to get to the pure, unvarnished truth of Elohim's Word. This is a many-part series that has been completed in all parts and uploaded and released for public viewing all at the same time, so people can go from one part to another without waiting, if they so choose, or without a week or two going by that would allow for speculation or rumors to form about what I'm going to present in this series. So if this series makes you feel uncomfortable, just remember that we're to hold all things up to the word of Elohim, which is the Torah and the prophets, to make sure that it matches. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this series when we take a very close look at the Messiah and the New Testament. There has been a further awakening going on throughout Elohim's remnant this past year, another big reveal, so to speak, that has taken a lot of us by surprise. And a lot of people that I've talked to about this felt the same way that I did at first, like this nagging feeling of doubt and fear that our world was really going to be rocked by something, and we were almost afraid to look at it because we knew it was truth and it was really going to upset the cart, so to speak. But we had to confront it and we had to examine it, and a lot of us have come to the same conclusion. And I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat this in any way, but this series will be a very hard thing for many people to watch. That's the truth. I also know that many people are going to call me a heretic. Many won't want to have anything to do with me anymore, and many are going to unsubscribe from this channel, and I'm fine with that. Really, not a problem. Some of my family and most of my friends said I joined some kind of cult or branded me a heretic and disassociated from me when I started following Torah and Elohim's feast days when I left Christianity. So I'm used to it. A lot of you are used to it as well. Many will be left behind when they choose to shut their ears and their eyes to the truth. Elohim said he will continue to refine his people, and this is exactly what he's doing. Many people will probably speculate and say, you know, I bet Scott turned Jewish, or that I'm following Judaism now. Let me say up front that this is definitely not the case. I have always maintained that all religion is of man, and that Elohim did not give his people any type of religion. So just as I've come out of the religion of Christianity, I have not turned to another religion by embracing Judaism. When Elohim was giving his people the covenant, B'nai Yisrael, the children of Israel, in the wilderness, he didn't give them Christianity. He didn't give them Judaism either. He gave them his Torah, a covenant, a way of life. He said, if you want to be my people, this is how you will live. And I also know that a good many people will not leave or unsubscribe from this channel because many have also been awoken to this further truth that Elohim is revealing to his remnant. I've talked to quite a few people the last couple months when I've been working on this. I've kept it pretty private, but a lot of people have started seeing this and waking up and bringing it to me, and it's been very surprising. Elohim is leading his people again, and it's very exciting. I've also spoken to some other people who teach the Torah, and they're also realizing this as well, which is very exciting, but they aren't quite ready to teach people about it, nor are they ready to go public with their beliefs. So I will not be mentioning any of their names for those people who would ask me of them, okay? That's up to them when they choose to stand up and speak out and talk about it. You know, sadly, many people think that they're done learning. Many think that they've arrived and that they've come out of churchianity and that they think they know all that there is to know. So these people have a veil of their own choosing, which is very sad. Because there's a remnant being made of the remnant when Elohim continues to refine his people. We are by all means not done learning. Not at all. Those who think they are have effectively shut out Elohim from teaching them anything further. They're done because they choose to be done. So Elohim can't even get through to them. And to all my detractors that I will undoubtedly have from doing this series, please understand that facing these questions will be something that everyone seeking truth will have to do, and they will have to act on it and make a decision. Do you follow Elohim in his word, or do you follow and act upon your emotions? Are you really, truly seeking Elohim and his truth, or do you just claim to be? Those who have followed this channel for some time know that I make every attempt to throw out all traditions, dogmas, and doctrines of men and teach only the word of Elohim. And it's done by careful examination of the word and a good measure of logic. So please, just hear me out. That's all I ask. Just listen to what I'm going to present, for if you decide to stop now, then obviously you're afraid of holding what you believe up for scrutiny, which is something we should never be afraid of doing. We should always be monitoring ourselves to make sure that what we believe matches up to the Word. Because if we'd ever be afraid of doing that, then most of us would probably still be eating ham, sitting in church on Sunday, celebrating Christmas, and think we were doing right in Elohim's eyes by following a lawless Messiah. Let me just say that this wasn't easy for me. I've done a lot of videos. I've gone through so much work, and I've done a lot of videos that I've had to pull down. I've had to pull off the channel. And a lot of books out there that I've written that are in circulation that I wish I could make corrections on, but I can't. So what do? Once we learn something to be truth, do we apply it to our lives or just keep on as if we didn't hear it? Well, that I can't do either. We should constantly audit what we believe and do. And if we find out that we do something that doesn't line up with the Torah, then we're living a lie if we don't change our ways to match the Word. And that, my friends, is really what this whole series is about. What we will do with each part of this series is look at a particular issue or a topic pertaining to the Messiah in the New Testament and test it against the Torah of Elohim and the prophets of the Tanakh. There are some things that are going to shock you and some things that are going to embarrass you once you read verses in context that were pulled out to prove something that you thought was correct, but when you read them in context, we'll find out that that's not what it proves at all. And that really has nothing to do with some of the things that the New Testament claims that it does. And that's scary. So we're going to examine a lot of this stuff, and it's going to be very eye-opening for a lot of people. Isaiah 8:20. To the Torah and to the witness, if they do not speak according to this word, it is because they have no light in them. So the Torah is the word that we have to speak according to. Remember that above all things as we move forward through this series. So let's get started and join me for part 1 of this series where things start to get very exciting for those seeking truth and a little uncomfortable for those sitting behind a veil of their choosing. See the description below for the link to part 1 of this series. Shalom.